Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Magic, the place where we dive into the real stories behind the glittering world of entertainment. In an era where the line between fans and idols grows increasingly blurred, there are stories that make us stop. Stories that shake not only the fandom world, but also our own conscience. Today, we'll trace a painful story about love that turns into obsession, admiration that crosses the line, and how affection can lead to real violations. This isn't about gossip. It's not just another rumor about two big names, Jimin and Jungkook. It's about how love, which should protect, can instead wound. And maybe it's also about us, the fans, who need to pause and ask, does the love we show truly make them happy? Or does it hurt them without us realizing? In a world where the boundary between fans and idols keeps fading, there are stories that make us stop, to reflect, to question, and maybe to feel ashamed. This is not about music, nor about the glamour of the stage. It's about the thin line between love and obsession, admiration and violation. A few days ago, the fandom world was once again shaken by a distressing incident. In Busan, a Taekook fan, a popular term for the imagined pairing of Kim Taeyoung and Jungkook of BTS, visited Jimin's father's café. A place long known for warmth and respect suddenly became a stage for provocation. Normally, the air there is filled with the aroma of coffee and the soft laughter of visitors. People writing letters, leaving love notes, or simply enjoying the nostalgic space that holds Jimin's childhood memories. But that day, the peace was shattered. A fan came carrying Taekook photos and a letter full of insults, sticking them over other fans' messages of love. She mocked Jimin, even live-streaming her actions on social media. Comments poured in. Some laughed, some joined in mocking. Tragically, almost no one tried to stop her. That act wasn't just a prank. It was planned. A deliberate attempt to humiliate, provoke, and seek attention at the expense of another's pain. What was violated was not only Jimin as an artist, but also his family, the cafe staff, and every sincere fan who had come there with good intentions. The next day, another fan, this time a Jimin supporter, quietly came to clean up the hateful notes, warned the staff, and tried to restore peace. No live stream, no cameras, just a simple intention to protect the name of someone she admired. But the story didn't end there. The perpetrator returned. For the second time, she broadcasted her actions again, mocking the public reaction, without remorse, without empathy, as if enjoying the violation. Some may say, she just loves her ship. But what kind of love turns a person into an object of ridicule and humiliation? This is no longer about shipping. This is harassment, morally, even legally. Visiting a celebrity's family-owned private place without permission is considered stalking under South Korea's anti-stalking law. Spreading hateful messages is also defamation and public harassment. Beyond being illegal, this incident reveals a moral crisis, the failure to understand that loving an idol doesn't give one the right to intrude into their lives. Public figures are still human beings. They have families, homes, and the right to peace. Being an artist doesn't mean surrendering one's dignity or privacy. A healthy fandom should be built on respect. But when love turns into obsession, that boundary slowly disappears. Some fans begin treating fictional relationships as reality, forcing their own narratives, even if it means hurting the very people they love. The word ship is supposed to be fun, not toxic. But in this case, it became a weapon, and that weapon was aimed at someone who did nothing but work hard and love his craft. Justifying harassment for the sake of a ship only proves that part of the fandom has lost its moral compass. True love for an artist never destroys, it protects, it respects. Sadly, Jimin is not the only victim of such violations. His friend and bandmate, Jungkook, has also faced 2 attempted home intrusions in a short period of time. On June 11, 2025, just hours after completing his military service, a Chinese woman in her 30s tried to break into Jungkook's home, repeatedly entering the door code, hoping to get inside. Thankfully, she failed, but the trauma was real. Shockingly, the Seoul Western District Prosecutor's Office decided not to take the case to court. Their reason: the suspect had left Korea, her attempt failed, and they believed she was unlikely to reoffend. They claimed she was remorseful, And with that, the case was closed. How can an attempted break-in at a world-famous artist's home be dismissed as minor? What has to happen before someone is considered truly in need of protection? Not long after, on August 30th, another woman, a Korean national in her 40s, was caught trying to enter Jungkook's home in Yongsan. She was detained immediately by police. This time, the law acted more decisively. But the sense of insecurity lingered. Two incidents in such a short span highlight one undeniable truth. The boundary between public life and private life has reached a dangerous breaking point. Jimin and Jungkook are known for their gentleness and humility. They never respond to hate with anger, always polite, always hardworking. But behind those smiles lies a quiet exhaustion. Imagine living under constant scrutiny. Every move interpreted, every family member attacked. This isn't just public pressure, it's emotional torment. And tragically, they're hurt not by haters, but by those who claim to love them. Weeks later, Jungkook's attempted home invasion case resurfaced globally. The Chinese perpetrator who repeatedly tried his door code received only probation. That decision raised fundamental questions. Since when did invading someone's home, the most private, most human space, become a trivial matter? Authorities said she had left Korea and posed low risk. But how can someone who already breached a celebrity's home security be considered harmless? The decision sends a dangerous message that celebrity privacy is negotiable, and violating personal boundaries is forgivable as long as the perpetrator disappears. For Jungkook, just beginning life anew after military service, this was an emotional wound. He only wanted a normal life, but even his home wasn't truly safe. This isn't just a legal failure, but a betrayal of basic safety. And ultimately, this issue is bigger than one case. It opens a larger conversation about how systems, law, media, and public treat public figures in this age of extreme exposure. Beneath it all, echoes ripple across fandom spaces. Fatigue, disappointment, reflection. Communities once built on empathy now crumble under lies and manipulation. In the Jikook community, divisions have emerged, fueled by fake accounts spreading slander, breaking solidarity, and manipulating younger fans. Love that was once pure has become a battlefield of baseless debates, where every photo, every glance, is turned into sensation. The question is, when did we stop respecting their boundaries? When did we forget that behind the name Jikook, there are two real people, Jimin and Jungkook, who deserve to laugh, walk, and love without being watched every second. Their love, whatever form it takes, is beautiful because of its simplicity. Not always caught on camera, not always expressed in words. There's a silent language between them. A small smile, a glance that freezes time, a habit that feels like an unspoken promise. They're not trying to be seen. They're simply living sincerely. And that's where the magic of Jikook truly lies, in how they understand each other without saying much. Now, as the fandom trembles under conflict and misinformation, maybe it's time to pause, to look back at why we are here in the first place, not to argue over theories, but to celebrate the love and kindness they radiate. Fandom should be a safe space, a place where love doesn't turn into obsession and admiration doesn't become intrusion. We can choose to be part of the healing by respecting their privacy, defending justice, and protecting fellow fans from hate. In the end, this story isn't just about Jimin, nor just about Jungkook, but about humanity, about how we see and treat the people we admire. Fame doesn't erase a person's right to peace, and being a fan doesn't grant ownership over every moment of their life. True fandom is born out of respect, not obsession. Genuine love doesn't break into someone's home, doesn't spread hate, doesn't seek clout from others' pain. Maybe it's time to reclaim the meaning of love in fandom. Not love that chains, but love that protects. Not love that demands, but love that understands. Because in the end, the magic of Jikook, just like this channel's name, lies not only in their sweetest moments, but in the lessons they leave behind. That true love doesn't need to be loud. It simply exists, sincere, loyal, and steadfast, even in silence. Thank you for watching Jikook Magic. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so we can keep spreading love, not hate. See you in the next video, and remember, true love always begins with respect.